Alright. We can, let's read the description on it just to see. My guess is that we did technically do that kind of, sort of out of order. Let's see, so it will be completed, and it was, what, family something? And there are going to be a ton of quests here, of course. So this is not necessarily going to be an easy thing to find. But it will be Skellige, and there are far fewer quests that we've completed in Skellige. So, let's see. Now that we are in Skellige... No, not that. Hold on, I don't think we have seen it pop up just yet. We're back in the list of Novigrad things. Oh no, it's going to be a treasure hunt. Isn't it? Oh, well, I suppose it will still show up in this area, though, even if it is a treasure hunt. Right, this is completed side quests and completed treasure hunts, I think. Yeah, because now we're seeing Witcher contracts. Oh, does it go side quests, then completed Witcher contracts, and then completed treasure hunts? In which case, treasure hunts will be at the very bottom. Family fortune. Just read the well-worn letter. That's all it says. Huh. What about actually finding the treasure? It's just supposed to be a nod to that shipwreck over there, and technically the shipwreck is not part of the quest, but it's sort of implying that you should go over there to check it out. I'm guessing that might be the case. There are still more things around here. Just wanted to see if there's anything in that corner. We have been into one building, this one here, but not this one. Okay. Just seeing if there's anything that's gonna ambush us in here or something like that. I don't think so, because it was an abandoned village of sorts. Oh, though, I think what's going to happen is that the other thing that we've not yet done in this area is that there is an abandoned site. So we do need to fight off a few more of the sirens, and then this place may become re-inhabited after that. So that may help answer some questions.
Looks like rain.
Thanks, Carol. Anything else here? And mostly just a little bit of herbs, but that's not terribly important. So let's head on over to that other question mark that I think was the thing that turned into the abandoned site. And I'd assume that that probably does carry over into this area down here. But the actual enemies are up here. At least it appears so. Or they're down here. Oh, they're wraiths. Okay, I was expecting for us to run into more of the sirens. Alright, drop the urns, then take them out. Is that all of them? Now they're saying still one above us. Oh no, that's the loot. Technically went above us, okay. That's happened to us once before. Oh, arrest warrant for the Witcher Gerd. For a second, I saw the GE, or even GER, and I was like, oh, is it Geralt? What? What happened? But this will be affiliated with some kind of quest, it seems. Let it hereby be known that the Witcher known as Gerd has committed foul crimes against the ducal tiara, namely, insulting Her Grace's Majesty, resisting Her Grace's guards, collaborating with the usurper, and other such deeds bringing harm to ducal tiara. Any persons providing him shelter will be considered complicit in his crimes. It is the duty of each and every one of Ducal Tiara's subjects to provide any and all possible help to the agencies of the law who seek to capture the bandit. For the apprehension of Witcher Gerd, dead or alive, we have set a reward in the amount of 300 Arcessa denars. Okay, don't know what form of currency that is. Don't recognize any of these names. In the name of Her Grace Helena Lange-Har, heiress of the Duchy of Arcessa, suzerain of Gelebol, Euronymous Usser, Castellan. Okay, so you are... I think that is basically another small section of Nilfgaard, because we heard about Toussaint. Oh, this also might be... Oh, okay. This is actually a Witcher School sword here, and in Keep's notes also has an exclamation point here, so this might also be affiliated with some kind of quest. That other one actually, I think, did have an exclamation point, but did not trigger a quest. That was right before dusk. Then, a witcher showed, dirty and unshaven, and stinking worse than a fisherman from Pharaoh. Asked for a room and a bucket of water so he could freshen some up. First, I didn't want to let him in, on account of the bloody sack he was carrying. But then it came out that he had arranged to meet Jorgen Ironhand here. A friend of Jorgen's, a friend of mine. Allegedly. The sun had long set the time Jorgen showed. Witcher handed him that sack, and we all learned why it stank so bad. Inside was the head of a siren. Jorgen had contracted the Witcher to take it down after it attacked some folk in a cave in the northwestern part of Spikeroo. Seeing it dead cheered folk awful fast, and Jorgen, happy as a clam, started buying everybody rounds. Witcher refrained at first, saying he was off to take care of a striga that had infested the ruins of a fortress in the northern edge of the isle. But in the end, he gave in. After all, there's no refusing Jorgen. Made a lovely heap of coin that day, but the sun started rising and not a man had gone home. Witcher got drunk with Jorgen and started telling us tales. Then we sat down for some Gwent. That Gerd might be a first-class warrior, but he's one lousy card player. Lost half his reward for that siren to me, drank the other half. Then, wanting to win it back, he wagered a diagram for some kind of steel sword. To my eye, it was a scrap of rubbish, but some things you gotta do for the sake of sportsmanship and camaraderie, so I accepted the wager. Okay, so, well, that was the diagram that we just saw. So maybe that's why that had the exclamation point next to it. So I was thinking maybe we learn a bit about the location of this striga, maybe we end up hunting that down, or this criminal, so to speak. Okay, so this is where the loot showed up from the wraiths that we fought down below. Technically, it popped up here. Oh, not bad at that. Hold on. The second round is actually here, kind of floating. Are we going to be able to nab that or not? That might be a no. This is precarious, to say the least. I do feel like we are perhaps going to get stuck here, much like we got stuck in the ocean in that ship, but no. Seems we're good, and although there was an abandoned site, hold on. It does not seem to have triggered. We're still standing on top of it. Do we need to ignite the fire? Does that do it? No? Huh. Odd. I wonder if we were to say meditate, maybe some additional enemies would arrive here. We could take them out, and then the game would recognize, hey, you've done what you need to do to free up this area, because it seems as though we fought everyone. But maybe there's still something that we need to do here before they reappear. But no signs of any resistance. I thought there was one more of those wraiths or sirens or something, and that we still needed to take that out, and that's why it hadn't triggered yet, but it's not looking like it at the moment. So let's just meditate for a second and see what happens when we do that. See if anyone reemerges. Okay. Anything? I mean, it's technically pointing us, like, right here, but I don't think we should be reading into the exact placement of it too much. What if we extinguish this? Any signs of life? No? No? Apparently not. This is still lootable. I mean, is that gonna be the actual reason why we can't get the people to show up? I doubt it. I'm seeing if we can access this from the other side, which is, again, maybe not a good idea, because we could find ourselves doing something like this where we get stuck and phase through walls and whatnot, and we might now be on the now we're on the outside of the building. So yeah, maybe we should stop doing things like that, because it's making me nervous every time that happens, and I'm like, well, this is the end. But yeah, I mean, let's just check the map real quick. As it still says there's an abandoned site, a place abandoned due to monster bandit attacks. Once the danger is eliminated, it will fill with life once more. And that's the thing. We seem to have cleared out all the danger, and yet the people have not filled the area, and it is not full with life. So, is there some distant enemy that we accidentally drove off? Is there like another wraith that needs to spawn down here that just didn't trigger for some reason? Maybe? Maybe? Ignite this? I don't know. I think we've been into all these rooms. I'm just wondering if there's like a specific place you need to stand to get the last wraith to show up, and only then will you be able to take out the last wraith, the last monster in this area. Only then will the people show up here, but I don't know. I'm thinking this is a future Lids problem at this point. So let's keep on moving, because I think that next on our list is to go to this spot here, for where we think that the Grossbart brothers have gone, and we might want to check this probably rubble out on the way over, but there's a chance that we might end up going there for the quest, so that could potentially be reason to wait, do the quest first. But yeah, I'm mostly just hoping that after a certain amount of time, the enemies will reemerge, or something will happen that'll make it easier for us to do what we need to do in that abandoned site area. Okay, there are definitely, what are those? Drowners of some variety down there. I was thinking, ooh, there would be some kind of loot here. But no, instead we're just going to fall to our impending doom. You hop this, Geralt? Yes, okay. Whew. Bullet dodge. That is interesting, though. Can we climb this? Oh, that's not the way I thought you were going to climb that, but sure. Just take that, because why not? But okay, also, that's a little bit odd. Okay. Let's get over, around, and down there. And apparently we're going straight down there, because, yep, we're just gonna ride that slide down to the bottom. There are a lot of drowned dead. We'll fry them. They're level 18, which is, I mean, it is low level for us, yes, but it's an okay fit. I'm guessing we're getting at least some experience out of this. I mean, pretty sure we get a minimum of 1 experience from, everyone. Throw the Quen back on real quick. Please actually hit the monster that is directly in front of you. Thank you. Let's throw on the Quen and then immediately lose it. Like, while their enemy is in the animation that is going to get rid of the Quen. But okay, red mutagens, that is another reason why it is potentially worthwhile to make a point of, every so often, going against these drowned dead like this. Yeah, there's another one of them. And there was a time when we needed them for crafting and alchemy purposes, but hold on. Anything special here? There could be. Certainly could be. This is another set of loot. Oh, that's just pig hide. That is just an herb, I believe. But good to check. Those are also just herbs, I believe. Okay. There's nothing further in the boat, but like I said, I want to limit the amount of times that we're going into confined spaces in which we could find ourselves getting trapped. We've been doing just a little bit too much of that as of late. Let's keep on moving. Anything up above the ship? I don't think so. Hold on. No, I didn't really want to slide down there. I mean, unless there's something also over here. I don't think so. Let's head up from an angle that we can actually climb. Those are just trees. Okay, for a second I thought that was some kind of a wall, like a palisade on the edge of some kind of fortress. Don't think so, though. Okay, so it's certainly does get awfully steep awfully quickly. And that might be where the little rubble we were talking about before is, well, potentially. I think that is not going to be the easiest thing to get up there, at least not from this angle. So maybe for that reason, we make our way more toward the quest marker and focus less on the other things. So again, whenever we see these little openings of this sort, I get the hunch that there's at least a chance that we might find some kind of chest there that might have something interesting for us. But you do need to be careful sprinting down a hillside like that. You don't want to go tumbling down to our death. That would be unfortunate. And we started to walk up a near 90-degree angle, so maybe we were asking for that one. But yeah, like this is... Can we get out of here? I would like to just get to a point where we are not quite trying to jump at or climb at this angle, because like this is... Okay. I do vaguely remember that you guys were saying you can roll out of some of those slides, and that is the best way to avoid that scenario. That's something. To at least avoid taking fall damage. Okay. Definitely something, but not at the quest spot yet. No. Let's see what this is all about, though. Has my attention. Meteorite ore. A little bit of what I'm pretty sure is low-end loot, but ashes. Okay, well that's no good. We'll just leave that. You. Any other chests? Things other than just herbs that are pretty uninspiring? No, one of those chests did have pretty decent stuff in it. That was the one with ashes. Out of any... Oh, hold on. Still this. Okay, good thing we did double check this one too. That's decent. Oh, and now we are encumbered. Okay, so that was the risk we ran when we sold some things, but not terribly heavy things when we last went to the shopkeeper, because we really should have dropped this. That's 10 weight. That's huge. This is also, this is basically 11. That might have been the one that we just picked up, and that's probably the reason why we just hit that threshold. We do have, I think, some junky weapons. Yeah. How far? Oh, we're actually way over our threshold right now. Wow. Yeah, so I mean, the easy answer is to say drop one of these. We were saying maybe we deliberately hold on to them and try to sell them when we are in front of a specialist, but that's maybe a luxury that we couldn't realistically have afforded to have. So I think we don't really have any option but to drop it here, because otherwise we're going to have to drop almost everything to have the inventory space. So yes, we would very much like to get to the point where we can go to some kind of shop to sell anything. I mean, whether it's a generalist or a specialist, we just want to get rid of some of those big heavy things. Oh, come on, Geralt. No. Bad Geralt. This is absolutely the way that we were supposed to go up this. Can't tell me otherwise. I mean, what, are we supposed to climb up the 90-degree angles? Like, that's not going to happen. How else do we get out of this area? Can we make it up this? Nope, Geralt. Cooperate. Was that? Oh, that's the loot that we just dropped. Right. Done. But can you hop this? Geralt. You're sliding down those rocks right here. That is what you slid down. Explain to me how that works, please. And that. And I wanted to try to climb up the side, but then it seemed like that was too steep. Like right there. Can we do this? No. Are we actually stuck? This was not the kind of stuck that I was expecting us to experience when I was talking about the whole going into confined spaces type of thing. But I suppose being trapped in an area with extremely steep walls is also something that could maybe qualify. I mean, this doesn't look any better, but it's different. And it may actually be preferable. Not gonna lie, this specific piece of snow-covered grass looked like loot. And what I get as punishment for thinking that is that we slide down further. One of these days, we will not be trapped down here. One of these days. I mean, worst comes to worst, we swim halfway across the world and get to a place where we are not trying to trek up mountains. Come on. Come on. Come on. I smell progress. I smell progress. Can we make it over this? Come on. Come on, girl. I think the worst may be over. Dare I say? Oh, I might have jinxed it. That is the... Oh, hold on, hold on. Roll out of it. Roll out of it. Roll out of it. Roll out of it. This is the place where we drop down. Yes, but... Oh, man. This is more and more looking like just an area that we do not ever want to try to traverse like this. Come on. This is way too steep. Even that area over there. How do you get out of this area? Because obviously you are supposed to go down here. Because there's loot here. But I guess we just swim this way. And we... Oh, no, that's just an herb. And we just wait until we find a spot where we can actually climb up and not get trapped. Weird. But I suppose we did do it to ourselves. Then again, I mean, you did put the loot there, so, like, maybe I should have found a way to make it a little bit more straightforward to exit that area. This looks much better, though. Semi-level land. At least until you start getting over there. What we really needed to do was bring our mountain climbing here. I'm afraid Garrett left his ice pick at home. Okay, so this is another one of those little ravines of sort. This one doesn't seem to have loot in it, but one can only hope that it's easier to get out of. And I don't like the way this is starting. At least, come on, Carol. There we go. Mastering the art. Except this is definitely not going to work. Come on. Come on. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. This looks bad. This looks very bad. Carol. Roll out of it. Roll out of it. Roll out of it. So, in case this wasn't clear, kids, don't try this at home. This does appear to very much be the wrong way to do this, although we have found an entrance to something. Which perhaps, if nothing else, is an indication that we have found an area where we are, once again, supposed to be, finally. Let's just double check. Might this be the location we're looking for? And I think it is. They're just going to be in this cave. Look for the Grossbart brothers in southern Ardskellig. See what else we can learn about this. So, if ever I tire of writing of Geralt of Rivia, I will take up the tale of Dieng Fret, an itinerant and bounty hunter. Geralt met this extraordinary man in Skellige, where he had gone to hunt the notorious Grossbart brothers. According to Fret's information, they were currently up to some nefarious business in the southern part of the Isle of Ardskellig. Okay, so not a lot of additional information out of this. Yeah, there was this other guy who was acting like a big shot, who gave us this information and said, go on, try to rescue these guys, see if you can. So, I think now is a good time to save, now that we are maybe no longer in mountain climbing heck. And yes, we are now in the circle, or at least on the edge of the circle, for this quest, so I suggest we are in the right place after all. Loot this. And I think we are certainly fairly likely to find ourselves picking up some additional loot here. Can we swim under this? Or is this actually a wall? Looks like that's actually a wall. Not a wall that we can swim under. But, yeah, we may run out of inventory space for loot soon. So we want to be a little bit mindful of that. So, like, these things that are not super high importance, probably pass on those. Crafting items, though, that's good. What the heck was that sound? It sounded like a dog barking? And yet I don't see any dogs. Actually, can we pick up the rope without using any weight? I think we can. Let's throw the cat potion on here because it's a little bit dark, at least. It's a little bit tough to see. We'll swap out. I mean, I think we've now used up the catechin decoction. At least the timer has expired on it, because that was a while ago at this point. But like I said before, it looked like it was going to last far longer than I had expected. The cat, I remember, is near the bottom. It looks a little bit different. Is it this one? Yeah. Let's throw it in there. And there we go. Okay, and the cat duration is actually pretty short. It's a little bit unfortunate. But we have now gotten an enhanced version of it. I think it's been a while since we last used it. So maybe now it'll be a little bit better, because I'm just looking at the circle that shows us how much longer it should last, and it's definitely a lot longer. But here's the guy we're looking for, or at least one of them.
So, you change your mind?
That's the bounty hunter, actually.
Brothers with me. Easy coin for you.
I don't know. You didn't really seem like a very nice person, so don't count on it. Nah. Sure, I suppose we can work together if you insist.
Yeah, we can hunt them together.
Grand. Let's get going then. I've picked up their trail. They shouldn't be far.
So we know that there's like a super high probability that we actually end up fighting this guy at the end, right? That's the sound that I heard recently. Oh, okay, no, you actually have a life bar. Okay, that's... Yep, good to know. We definitely do want to pay close attention to him then, but once again, I'm expecting for us to find good stuff in the corners, and that was definitely good stuff, but it did definitely weigh a fair bit. I just don't want to be too far away from you for too long, and yeah, like the chest plates, those are definitely going to be heavy. This is technically worth more than the Nilfgaardian armors. Did we actually just find a Nilfgaardian armor? We just have way too many chest plates right now. They are so heavy, and they are absolutely the things that are weighing us down. But we just chose not to sell them because we wanted to wait for a specialist. But like we were saying, it's just can't really do that on this occasion. Okay, that one was at least not very valuable. There is that. I think we might want to dump an extra Nilfgaardian armor as well, so that if we do find other good things, then we can pick them up quickly, not have to worry about, are we about to go into a fight? And we need to focus for a second on actually unloading things. Like that pickaxe we actually shouldn't have picked up. That's probably pretty much junk. We do have some junk weapons as well. Those would be other things we could drop. So, like the pickaxe, probably worth next to nothing. Technically worth a little bit more than the longsword, which is kind of sad. But just dump those. They aren't worth much, so it's not making a huge difference monetarily. That's the guy we're looking to be with, but okay, that's not the way in which we should have gone. So hey, Dan, can you just like chill for a minute? As soon as he starts taking damage, we are in trouble, because we have a long ways until we catch back up with him. But well, now we know how you get back over there, in case you were wondering. And we should... Did we save at the beginning? I think we did. We did, more or less, so I think we're fine in that regard. What is the deal here? Oh, we have to fight them? Why are we fighting them? Also, they are all fighting us. Probably fine, because that means we're more likely to keep our friend alive here, but, yeah, that's not really what I was expecting for us to find.
Went well, I thought. Maybe you'd consider working together for a spell.
I'm pretty sure you did precisely nothing.
This kind of work.
Thanks. Once is enough. So long.
So, were the Grossbart brothers supposed to be, like, criminals, and that's why we just immediately fought them? Oh! First sign armor. Okay, so another Witcher School stuff there. Torch don't really need that. Enhanced, actually, not the normal one. not really what we've been going for, because I think that might be heavy armor. But it just seemed a little bit weird that we showed up, immediately attacked everyone, and then that was that. We can probably take a little bit more now that we know that we are done with this. Ah, this is what we want, though. That's the big stuff. Okay. Okay. That's just a bottle. We can leave that. Okay. That should be good, then. And I don't think there's any way out from this angle.
A lot of loot to carry. Not sure I can do it without a boat.
And that is kind of the same situation in which we find ourselves at the moment. But we'll be fine. Did we loot this one, though? I see a chest. Hold on. Hold on. Now are we stuck again? This is, again, not the situation in which I expected us to get stuck. Oh, what the heck? There we go. Okay. Got stuck behind the stalactite. Yes, we have not yet taken from it. It is new. So, okay. It is kind of, ooh, tough to tell when our cat potion has expired. But we can do something about that. Now it's a little bit easier to see. Okay. So I think we just head back. And we could even go and say, well, we dropped this stuff earlier, now we can pick up a little bit more of it. We know exactly how much inventory space we need. Yeah, but none of that stuff is very good, so now we'll deliberately go down here. And we do still want to try to make it to a town soon, because we definitely do want to try to sell that stuff so we aren't in this situation in which we're just dropping one item to make room for another. That's no way to live, right? But also, how do we get out of here is the other question. Because it was tough to get there, for sure. Can we get out? Was there a fast travel location next to that entrance? Because if so, then that'd be fantastic. There was, for the grotto. That's really tempting. Either that, or we try to continue to walk this coastline here. Maybe even make it all the way up to the Druids camp? I mean, we haven't been here before. It would be nice, though, to explore from this side of the mountain where, you know, there are paths and stuff. But we'll give it a try here. We'll give it a try. It's going to be difficult, but at least now we know that we've done the big thing that we are looking to do. And anything else from this point out is a bonus. Anything that exists is stuff that we didn't know existed and might not have caught if we had not done this, but based on the steepness of the slopes here, kind of reading between the lines a bit and figuring this probably doesn't have much of anything. I'm just checking, is there going to be like some huge sea monster over here that just does the immediate eats us and we get a game over screen like, how dare you head over here? But, I mean, there is still additional stuff to be had even further out into the water, because there are additional islands, of course, so it's not like we're pushing the limits, reaching the end of the world. It's just that this is sort of like a, you know, barren corner of Ardskellig, it would seem. Not usually an area you would look to explore, but we are at least getting the chance to confirm that suspicion. So there is that, if nothing else. And we are, well, at this point, perhaps looking for a boat that we are, well, okay, the weather has changed. So there's that. But, yeah, I think we saw there was a boat somewhere on the shoreline not too far away, which would, of course, expedite our travel considerably. But this might be the kind of coastline we're looking for right here, so we can transition from swimming to walking / running, which should be faster. Could even bring out Roach, and it's been a long time since we used Roach, so I think that's a good idea.
Let's go.
Could have tried using Roach to climb up the mountain. I'm not sure that would have been any more effective, but let's see where we ended up here. Yeah, we are close to this boat, and we are perhaps even close to getting around this whole big mountainy place up here. But once we do that, we could either make a point of exploring the other side of the mountain, yes, where there are these paths and might be other things interesting for us to do, but I think that might be more of a future plan, because right now I'm thinking we want to more so go back to, I mean, maybe sell things at the Druid camp, yes, but make our way further north still and see if we can do. There was one quest in that area, and also, or actually 2 quests if you consider playing Gwent. So that combination of stuffs. Okay, this looks like it's the boats in question, and there are bandits, pirates. Who is that who's fighting the pirates? Oh, okay. Flipping through the world. Doesn't matter. That's how dramatic that was. Oh, and this appears as though it might actually be a quest. Take the stuff while we can.
Thank you, White One. You're not one of us, but you sure fight like an islander. How's it you came to Skellige?
Oh, we actually swam around the island?
Got something to take care of here.
As we all do. Me, for instance, I'm looking for my sister.
What happened to her?
Pirates took her. But I'll get 'em in me grip and squeeze. Regret their mothers ever bore 'em as they shit themselves.
That's one way to put it. Are you following a trail?
Nowhere to go. Got any clues?
These two here, before they pounced on me, said their captain had set sail for Hindersfjall. Karisu were on board his longboat.
Hope you find her.
Listen, if you come across those pirates or see Karisu anywhere, tell her to go to Blandair. Tell her to go home.
Sure. Fair enough.
Got my word on that. Farewell.
Okay. Taken as a last. Let's read up on it a bit. Hindersfjall, that is a different island. Thought that was the one where, yeah, Yennefer wanted us to go, so we'll be heading over there, obviously at some point at least. Though maybe not anytime soon. Level 25. Okay, so it is actually somewhat high level. A little bit higher than we are right now, but most of the quests that we've seen have actually been a little bit lower level than us. Anything else around here we should check out? And this is a good example of something that we might have missed this quest had we not gone in this direction. So maybe just a little one, but interesting. And is there there's no fast travel spot here, is there? No? So we won't necessarily be able to come back here, which may mean that, similar to what we were doing before, when we were in a somewhat remote location, it might be a good idea for us to thought there was one area off the coast here that we might want to check out. I mean, at some point, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take a boat and sail around the perimeter of all the islands and check out all of these question marks that are in the middle of the water. That's kind of what I'm thinking is the best way to get that done, with all these remote little islands like this and question marks in the middle of the water. So part of me feels like, okay, here we have a boat. It's relatively close to this question mark. When are we next going to be close to this question mark? I suppose maybe we could go to the grotto, but then if we were to fast travel to the grotto on a future occasion, we wouldn't have a boat there until we walk up or swim around like we just did to get over here, and that's no easy feat. Like maybe Druid's Camp, or if we get a fast travel spot in this area here where there's a boat, then maybe we make the trek from over there. It's a little bit longer, but I think most likely what we do is we just get in a boat, start somewhere. Maybe it's Scaretrolda, maybe it's somewhere entirely different, but we basically just loop all the way around and go for question mark after question mark after question mark, and eventually we will find ourselves over here. That it's a pretty barren spot, in that it seems like this is the question mark furthest east that we have, but maybe once we get over to I'm assuming this is Hindersfjall, and check this notice board, we might start to see that we get a lot more question marks over in the waters over here, so maybe we just wait it out. For a second it seemed like, yeah, take this opportunity to make it happen, but I think there are enough of those question marks in the water that we can just try to get them all done together. I mean, it'll take a while, don't get me wrong, but that might just be a preferable way to get the job done. Okay, so sirens or super sirens, and are they doing anything special here, or is this just a random group of enemies? We have seen both of those things before. Are you guarding anything? Care to explain? They are super sirens, confirmed. Hello? You are directly overhead. Seemingly. Okay, apparently not quite overhead. Fine. Another one over here. That did not... No, that did hit you. There is a one-hit KO option for when they do drop down from the air like that. And I'm seeing the signal for it. But it's always right after I have pressed the button. And so it doesn't seem to actually register. Or it doesn't trigger in that way. Like, let's try to do it here. There. Oh, it's actually... Oh, no, that is the button that I'm pressing. Huh. Strange. I'm pressing the button. One that it's telling us to press. It's just that... At least those previous times, I was already into the fast attack animation at the time when the prompt showed up. Which led me to believe that, oh, okay, you need to be a little more patient. But that time around, I would have thought... Basically what had to have happened. We're right on top of it. Here? Absolutely there. I mean, do I need to be, like, standing directly on top of it? We were still pretty darn close to it, so again, seems strange. Hello? Yes, I am trying to pick a fight with you.
What now, you piece of filth?
Geralt, harsh words. Come on, calm it down a little bit. There are children here. But where are you? Somewhere. Can we knock you down with that? No. Can you just, like, come a little bit lower? Maybe? Like that? There we go. That's how I'm gonna do this right. We'll just decapitate you the old-fashioned way. Oh, you're also hanging out over here. So, like, normally on that occasion I was absolutely already swinging the sword as the enemy was tumbling toward us. But yeah, not seeing anything right now in this area. So it's kind of looking like this was just a random group of sirens and super sirens, and they weren't guarding anything. They didn't have a nest, unless we find something here. But I don't think so. But for us to have this little area of flat land, I am ecstatic. Finally, just a chance to walk and relax, you know? Breathe a sigh of relief. We don't need to worry about mountain climbing, at least for a little while. But obviously there's still that. And we are headed in that direction. But let's take a closer look at our map here. See what route exactly we want to take. And this will be very close, or at least it will start to go through the area where we went through with Yennefer earlier when we were looking at the visions of what Ciri had done. And there were some interesting foglet-like enemies that dropped, I think it was emerald dust? One of them might even be behind us right now. In fact, there is one behind us right now. So I was saying at the time that I liked how they dropped some powerful or valuable crafting materials. And so to be able to get more of that is kind of intriguing. Okay, well, I should have just gone for a quick attack and finish you off, rather than get greedy with a strong attack and have that get blocked and then not be able to attack you before you disappear again. Because now this becomes a longer, more difficult fight, but down you go. Okay, just Monster Essence and Phosphorus, but even that's not bad. Even that's not bad. We're just generally going to head in the northward direction. Not gonna lie, I thought that tree directly in front of us was one of those foglet-like enemies for a second. But no, gotta go over here, and this is exactly where we were previously. But that's fine. You know, we're retracing our steps a bit here, at least for the moment. And in some ways doing so deliberately, at least for right now. Because I know that we'll find... Oh, this is actually just normal foglet. Oh, no. Foglet is also the name of the little versions of you that you create. I did not realize was always going to be the case. Can we loot this, maybe? And there's the emerald dust. Which I know the dust is worth a lot less than the other, more whole parts of the emerald, but still, I think it's a good pickup. There is the shopkeeper here, but I do remember, vaguely, as the sky turns yellow for a second, that this was not actually the place where the shopkeeper was. Hold on. What's this? We surely saw this before. Yeah, maybe we just decided not to take the thread. Any more of those super foglets? No, I think we're kind of outside of that area now. We're back closer to the druid camp. And that is likely where we will do our trading. That's the place of power we saw. Okay. Can we trade with one of you? Maybe, maybe not. No? Okay. So I think in that case what we do is we set our sights for this question mark up here, I want to say. Maybe even this area. Let's double check. There are a couple of quests that are right around here. So one of them is this. We need to find Gremeth's workshop. There's one of those places, I think. It's actually a little bit further north still. Okay, so general area, yes. And then there was also one other thing. Ermion, I thought, was in just about the same spot. Yeah, he is in the same spot. So yeah, I think what we do here is we have this area we want to explore, this that we want to explore, and there are two things here. This question mark here, and then this area here. So I'm wondering if maybe we go clockwise, starting with this one. We go here, to here, to here, to here. And then once we get here, we might just follow the pathway up to this question mark and maybe in this question mark. Then maybe that might be it, at least for now, on Ard Skellig. I know there are still a few things here or there. There are certainly still some question marks up in the northernmost section. But maybe we transition after that to a different island for a little bit. We'll see.